Was it up here? No, it wasn't. Here, maybe? Was in here, yes. That's right, here we are. Back to the central core. And if we go... just go back down one more level. See if there's anything down there. I kind of wish there was an evil third option where I can shut everybody's power off. Take both of their fucking power converters. Wait a minute, there's a botched one? Okay, there are no botched ones yet. I didn't realize there was a botched category for quests. Let's try not to do any of those. I think it's unavoidable, though. It's one of those games where if you do one thing one way, you don't, you know, get the result for another one. Okay, well. Well. How were we able to do this last time? I think last time I did shut off the power to the town. Like, when I streamed it, I think I shut the power off to the town. But... maybe this time... let's just fast travel to Botanical Labs. I'm going to go and turn these books out. I don't want to turn off the power to these guys, because this will probably be my choice, and then not be able to finish this quest. He might be pissed at us, so... kind of hoping there's an alternative to this. Alright, Thomas.
Any luck finding one of those manuals?
Got one.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
I got part 1 for you at the community center.
Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
Give me money. And I got more for you.
Don't keep me in suspense.
The elusive third part stashed away in the old geothermal plant.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals.
Not anymore.
That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Okay. We'll go. My deserter reputation has increased. Lovely. We're still doing good on loot. He probably just gave us like a mod or something, I bet. Don't know which one though. I wonder, is there anyone here who can help us with that? Because there's not many actual named people in this town that will have an actual quest for you. Let me go talk to Adelaide again, just to see if there was anything else. When we first talked, you assumed I'd come to live here.
I am getting old, you know. These 2 lamps of mine are not as bright as they once were. Or I might have seen you for what you are.
And what is that?
Remains to be seen. Might be the man that saves the Vale. Might be Reed's personal gun hand.
Or I could just be passing through.
None of us are ever just passing through, dear. Not without leaving some footprints behind.
Do you ever get tired of just not talking in circles?
A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. You might even catch a little sense, if you listen close enough. I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will have brought an end to our way of life.
Reed's making an offer in good faith. You should consider it.
If you think Reed does anything in good faith, then you are asking to be lied to.
You and Reed have some history of sorts.
That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. Remember that limited run of white chocolate saltuna?
No.
That was all me.
White chocolate tuna. What? Ew. There's more to it than that, though.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
And I'm guessing Reed has his own side to this.
I could not possibly care less if he does. But you're surely welcome to ask him.
Alright, we talked enough. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get another alternative to how to do this. We may have missed a chance to. Right. Well, landing pad. We'll go and turn this logic module. Where is he? Oh, here he is.
Bring us honor, soldier.
Found the logic module.
Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple bits for your trouble.
All right.
And a little something to remember me by.
Cool, take care. Oh, level 7? What? Already? What are we going to spend these 10 points on? I don't remember what we spent them on last time, so maybe we'll put a bit into engineering and get that up to 30. Put a couple of points into dialogue. Some into ranged. And a little into stealth. Because I'm wearing big chunky armor, I'm not getting a lot of stealth or hack. So why is my armor actually making it harder for me to hack? Buy them. Yes, there we go. Oh, and vending machine. Let's sell junk. Boom. That didn't really make much of a difference, but it made some. Okay. God. It's the grossest image. I do not want to know what she's dangling there, but that was gross. Okay, I guess we're making a final decision on what we do.
Once we do this, there's no going back.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, mister?
Oh,
Look, I know you want your power regulator and
here we
all.
go.
I just gotta ask you, do you understand what you're about to do?
I don't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
Reed tells me Edgewater's gonna die without the workers and the power.
That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. And Mr.
Moral
Thompson's
choices,
eyes,
ew!
those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
And the deserters have built a community. Can we destroy that?
Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that
She
sense.
wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred?
It's not really giving you much in the way of like a moral choice, because yeah, she really actually does seem to delight in it. She's like, I don't care, I'm hurting them because they hurt me, and it's like, so how are you the better moral choice here, you know? Yeah, okay, I'm ready to make a
Sorry, I
decision.
didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
Alright. And don't worry, I was barely listening. No, I'm glad you did. I like hearing from you.
I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
Oh, she's precious. Boy. Let's see, redirect power. Continue. Oh, boy. It sucks that I'm pretty sure there was a third way to do this that I found once. That involved toggling all of those switches, and somebody told us we needed to do it. I remember doing that. There we go. Yeah. It's done.
I think you did the rightest thing you could, sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for. Even if they ain't care much for me.
Aww. Oh well, now we need to go talk to the deserters, face an angry mob and tell them, look, go back to town. You know, where the power is now. I feel kind of bad about it, but at the same time, I think it's the lesser of two evils. Shutting down a whole town in favor of, like, tree hugging doesn't really sit with me, because most of the people in that town would not survive. You know, just because the deserters chose to leave, and all the perils that came with it, I'm not going to force that choice on a whole bunch of people in the town, and the deserters can always go back. She's too pure for Edgewater. Take her with you. Well, you know what? You're in luck. We do. We take her with us. Yeah, now look. They're all shut down. No power. Nothing. Hey, guys. There were no other named...
Food's bound to spoil at this rate.
No other guys with names, was there?
Oh, I'm trying to think. I don't know what you did to talk some sense into Zoe, but I appreciate...
Yeah, we do. Okay, we don't talk to them then to convince them. We've got to go down here and talk to, Adelaide. Hi, sorry.
the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted
Hey, I
you on
declared
a
what I was up to
spit.
you.
This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve.
You start to sound like a cult leader to me the more you talk.
Away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
Reed needs his people back.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
Whoa. Whoa. I could deal with Reed for... Oh, hell. Oh. Would you like to be in charge of Edgewater? I know of a place that could be opening like a new management position soon. You can run the town like you ran the botanical garden. You don't need to do it out here. Yeah.
You offering to cross Reed off?
I never said that. Just I can
This some
deal
sort of
with
twisted
him.
reparation for what you've done? Or are you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
Reed isn't gonna just leave his post. I'll need help convincing.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to
She
me.
really does sound like a cultist, doesn't she?
I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth.
Wow.
The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
What? Oh. Whoa. And what happens when you run out of the corpses?
Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops.
Soylent Green is people. Oh shit! See, this is why we autosave. Oh! That's disgusting. I'm just gonna leave her be. We need her power converter. I'll take that shit. That's mine now. Save scum power, go! I knew that was gonna happen. I didn't want to murder the whole town. Alright. Hey, Thomas. No, let's talk to Grace first.
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand.
Look, there's nothing left here. Go back to Edgewater.
The matter's been weighing on me. Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place.
Yeah, you're not safe out here
Who's to
anyway.
say I could keep marauders from slipping in. I don't see us lasting more than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath to admit it. We're gonna have to make our peace with Thompson and hope he takes us back.
Oh, he will, because he needs you all.
We go
And you
out
should
to the
leverage
hat
that
in
shit.
hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, Adelaide's not gonna forgive us. She never talked to us again.
Do I really want to get Reed to step down and let her put this... I mean, I'm hoping that the humans that she's using as fertilizer are at the very least dead of natural causes and, you know, she's not just killing people secretly to feed them to the plants. That's the worrying thing. So I'm just going to leave her here. She seems crazy. Leave Adelaide behind. Edgewater needs you back.
You better be sure about this. We go back to Edgewater without Adelaide, she's never coming back.
I'm sure it's time you went back to Edgewater to let her make her own decision.
Yeah, you're right. And I suspect Reed's learned his lesson by now. Might even be willing to talk terms
Exactly.
with us.
Exactly.
Hey, Thomas, gather up your personals and we'll go talk to Reed together.
This is all happening so fast. Give me a little time to give this place a proper goodbye, yeah? Edgewater could use another mechanic.
Huh.
I'm not sure if I'm ready to step into that role, but I'm willing to try my best.
If you see Reed, let him know we're coming back.
Yeah, lead poisoning is a natural cause, just depends on the delivery system, yeah. Lead is natural. So, dude, how are you doing?
This was a nice family, you know, while it lasted.
Yeah, wasn't it just? Okay, I guess we're going back to talk to Reed. I feel kind of bad about this, but, you know. Got what we needed. I want off this fucking planet. So, the real fun is out there in space. Oh boy. I do remember a third way, though. I do remember, like, those levers we were pulling to divert power through those other pipes are part of a thing you can do to boost power to both places so that neither of them need that power converter, and then you can take it from anyone you'd want. But Reed is not happy with you for doing that because he still wants his workers back. So he's pissed at you for doing that, nonetheless. Hey Reed, what's up?
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water.
Except it's boiling hot because it's lava.
So, when can I expect them back at their posts?
Adelaide's not coming back, but her followers will.
That's good enough for me. Adelaide and I have a history. Was unlikely she'd ever come back. But hope springs eternal. We are in your debt. I am authorizing you for a discount on all
this guy has a
official
punchable
Spacer's
face.
Choice products, courtesy of the people of Edgewater.
Okay, Lo, there's something I want to ask.
By all means.
So, someone named Grace was guarding Adelaide's camp. You know her the name?
I do. Grace Romero, wasn't it? Brusque, truculent, never seemed to care much for cannery work.
Yeah, she's probably wasted in the cannery. You should make her a guard.
Protecting a camp from marauders is no small task. I'll see to fitting her out in a guard's uniform.
She might like that more. Maybe she'll be happier. And what happens now?
This whole fiasco is not one I am keen on repeating. I was too hard on my own workers. I pushed them to their breaking point.
Good for you.
With more hands at the cannery, I expect productivity will rise. I expect we'll grow. And I expect I can ask corporate to send us some more medicine. We'll survive, one way or another.
Alright, we done. We are out of here. Turn to the unreliable. Put the power regulator in the ship. Cool. That all we've got? Just that? Nice. Alright, come along, Pavati. Assuming you're coming with us, because she was on loan from the town, so... But yeah, that guy does have a punchable face. I mean... Would not mind just, you know, give him a good smack. Okie dokie. So yeah, this was her place. She chills.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
Back to the ship we go. Off to space. Titus Andronicus. Good movie, that. Yes. An instant classic is what that is. You know, why am I even running like a pleb? Let's go fast run, as in fast travel. Alright, Pavati, you ready?
Where are we headed?
Oh, we're heading into space! The last place not tainted by capitalism.
Ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model?
Oh god, I don't know.
Gosh, listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew.
Guess what, Kaylee? I mean, Pavati, you can.
Mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
Yeah, I can understand. You didn't seem happy there.
Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you?
Yes.
I could tend to your engine. I know my
Yes,
G-valves and my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing.
Cool.
And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
Are you sure Reed won't mind?
I know.
I can go and kill him if you want.
Mr. Thompson said I was to chaperone you about the Veil. Loan me out to you like I was Spacer's Choice property. Well, they may think I am, but I'm not. Yeah, Mr. Thompson's got a temper. But I'm more scared of missing out than I am of him. I don't want to lose my one chance at seeing the stars.
Alright, well, pick your cabin, it's yours.
I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Oh, she's just precious. I love it. Alright, let's go before those coppers show up and try to give us a parking ticket. Oh, and it's the Vicar. What's up, Vicar Max?
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable.
I know, right? It's cool.
I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Yeah, well, Pavati's got first pick. Can we chat first before you do?
As always, I am at your disposal. Anything you'd like to discuss?
Before we fly, you fly with us. What's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
Yeah, violently enthusiastic. I like that.
That's what my parents called it.
Aha.
I grew up in a pit of a town, much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Okay, so they were not religious?
On the contrary. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith. A faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation.
Let me guess though, it was a stagnant faith?
I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
Weren't they proud when you became a vicar?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
What's this plan?
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose?
It's the search for God, basically. Or what is God?
Don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
Yeah, that's it. So we've got a mechanic and a preacher. Now we just need a first mate, we need a gun nut, we need a professional companion, and we need a doctor and a living weapon. And we're good. I believe we do get a doctor soon, who might be a living weapon. We get a robot, and there are a couple of other people we can scoop up along the way as well. I think we get some kind of weirdo gunslinger guy. But we're gonna get a full crew. So you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is part of it, right? Or that's a convenient way to control the masses, or besides the Grand Architect, the plan. What else do you believe in? Let's go with that.
Scientism, as its name implies, believes that nature abhors equality. The strong survive, and the weak perish for the betterment of the whole. And reason, not emotion, is the seat of all morality. Wisdom means accepting the vicissitudes of life with grace and dignity.
Yeah, that's a religion I can get behind. Screw the weak. No, that's a bit of a cruel system.
I prefer to think of it as looking at reality for what it truly is, not how we'd like it to be.
That is kind of true. Let's talk about something else then. You're signing on without knowing anything about me. That's trusting.
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
Yeah, we got him a book that was banned because he kind of imagined that it might contain some hints as to what he's looking for, even though it's on like the heretical list, and it was in French. And he was like, fuck, who the fuck speaks French anymore? Yeah. And what if the book doesn't have the answer?
I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story?
I'm a thrill seeker and a lover of great renown. I'm gonna give him it straight. I was a colonist on the Hope. A scientist named Wells has saved me.
And how did he do that?
He stole my body from the Hope at the edge of the colony and thawed me out.
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
Yeah, I'm gonna help him recover more chemicals he needs to save the rest of the colonists.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
I don't know. It seems like the point of the game. No. My friends are on the Hope.
Oh, I see. You have my condolences.
Let's talk to him about the other stuff later, though. So, you go find the cabin, and we've got a ship to repair. Pavarti?
Where are we headed?
Pick a cabin. Talk soon.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community.
Alright.
What can I do for you, Captain?
I have the power regulator.
Do you know how to install a power regulator?
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm an engineer.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure.
Yeah, let's try not, though.
Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Alright, I will be back. And if I didn't know how to do it, I brought an engineer with me anyway, but now we have 2 engineers on the ship, so yay. And plop. I mean, who could screw that up? Just put it in the slot. Seems like a field replaceable module, so... Whee! Bump. Ow! I broke my ass! The cargo bay layout feels very familiar. Yeah. It's, leaning in a certain direction, right? Hey, you want to see something even more familiar? So, go up here. We have a long hallway with crew quarters leading into a common room. I wonder where they got the inspiration for the ship layout. It's a little different though. Overall, it's a very different layout to the Firefly, but yeah. Oh, fuck you, game.
What can I do for you, Captain?
Alright, it's installed.
Systems are operating within acceptable parameters.
Cool.
I'm prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Yes, let's get into orbit to make sure we can actually fly. Let's get out of here then. We're done on that. We can always come back. Oof. Oh boy. It's a cool looking ship. I quite like it. Whee! Oh shit, we can't stop! I forgot the brake regulator. We needed one of those as well. Fuck.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Alright, I've been waiting.
Ah, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die.
Yeah, getting crushed by my
How are you
escape
feeling,
pod.
By the way, I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
Okay, I can slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent.
Cool.
I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine.
Yep.
What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Alright, cool. So we need to go to the Groundbreaker, which I think, if I remember, is a colony ship that got converted into a station. Why do I need a nav key?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it.
Oh, sweet.
Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Culkelly.
And what's stopping me from just leaving Halcyon altogether?
Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star.
Good point.
Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the Hope.
Alright, I'll have a word with Gladys. Oh wait, how about this Gladys, how do you know I can trust her?
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
Can I land anywhere outside of Stellar Bay?
In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience.
In theory.
Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures more than capable of tearing you limb from limb. You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Culkelly.
Maybe I've developed insanity since then. I'll talk to her.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
Oh, cool. You want to explain what it is?
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
And you mentioned limitations.
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely.
So I can stand still and look like somebody else.
Used in moderation. When you see guards in your path, you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Alright, but couldn't I just get a uniform? could work. I've played Hitman. I know how this works.
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic
the same
shroud
thing.
masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool.
Modulates your voice and sweetens your breath.
Wait. How does the hologram sweeten my breath?
Science, that's how.
Science! And people fall for this. Seems far-fetched.
The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is
Is
the
it stupid?
only one of its kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a fellow employee. Don't act odd. They won't focus on you.
All right, I'll put it to use.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie.
I do like wealth and power.
Interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
All right, cool. Got it. We should check out more of the ship first. Because we couldn't really get around much. Because half the ship was locked down, so... Hey, Pavati. How's things going?
Yeah, so this is my hidey spot now.
ID
I was
spot.
looking
Cool.
for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen will be louder than the hold, so here I am. Cozy like, ain't it?
What do you think of the ship?
That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne ran it. It's a Yakita LHA 120, A2 model, I'm pretty sure. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space but didn't change the stock engines. Probably a touch underpowered, huh?
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are Edgewater's board-certified mechanic.
That's the ship's computer. It's not intelligent, but it does a good imitation. Oh, damn. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. That's pretty good.
So you're gonna call her it, not she?
Oh, well, she, whatever.
My voice
I didn't want to
is
presume.
cleverly pitched to suggest female. I possess no gender. Any pronoun preferred by the user is acceptable.
Oh, see, doesn't mind.
Hello! I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was. He taught me all he knew. Do you understand?
Oh my god.
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed to simulate.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a question and you answered it.
I am gratified you consider this facsimile convincing.
Yes, because it's not an actual sentient AI, it's just pretending to be one. It's programmed to do that. Okay. So what do you think, Pavati? No, let's go with this first. Ada, Pavati will be fixing you from now on. I expect your full cooperation.
I am at your disposal, Ms. Parvati. You will find the technical schematics in the engineer's locker, though I'm afraid Captain Hawthorne has lost the owner's manual.
Damn, you always put the
I don't
owner's
see no
manual
holes in
somewhere
the hull.
safe. Come on.
I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches.
Cool.
You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese sandwiches with a plasma
Ooh,
torch.
grilled cheese. I might need to make one of those soon. That's going to be my lunch, I've just decided. Nice. I can dismiss them, like, get off my ship. No, I'm not going to do that. You learned this from your father? Sounds like it when I taught to read.
Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. Mr. Thompson never let me forget how funny that was.
Why would that be funny? Reed did seem to have it in for you, though. That salmon from last night was so good, it looked it. That looked very tasty. Now I realize I haven't eaten today and I'm hungry. I had a rushed breakfast. I had a couple of pieces of toast with cream cheese on and red peppers. And it's not sufficient. I forgot to make breakfast this morning while I was setting my stream up, and I was like, shit! So I started the stream eating breakfast. I had like a piece of toast left and part of my coffee. My second coffee is now gone. But yeah, I need to break for lunch here as well. I know we haven't had a full stream today thanks to the fire alarm. I'd hoped to go a little longer, but I do need to eat as well, so Had ibuprofen for breakfast. How nutritious. Yes. But we're going to do a little bit longer. We'll probably go for about another 20 minutes or so. But yeah, Reed seems to have it in for you.
I'm not exactly a...
We know why.
Employee. Not like you wanted. The kind that stays quiet and gets the right work done in the right order every day. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides your schooling and your career. When I tested out for maintenance,
take the goat test.
It was on account of my dad. They were real unhappy with us.
Oh, they were unhappy just because you actually came in the maintenance test the same as your dad? Like, how dare she go out against corporate norms? You should be doing something different from your father. Why would people be unhappy about you getting a maintenance job?
Because they were hoping their own kid would get the job and get sent back to Edgewater. When folk go away for schooling, they don't get back to where they begun. Not usually. You go straight to your first job, wherever the company's got an opening.
Okay. Have a great day, everybody. Okay, Nanny, take care. Don't leave me alone with him, Nanny. Wolf beats me. You be quiet. I'm gonna switch to the couch. You're gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. He'll be fine. Don't worry about the bruises. He just fell down the stairs, so it's okay. He walked into a door. Have a good day, Nanny. Thanks for coming along. So yeah. So you don't have any say in this at all?
I reckon you could say, no thanks, I don't want a job. But then you don't got a job.
True. So you are good at this and you do enjoy it though, right?
Well, I'm good at making things work the way they ought. Not so much at doing such to somebody else's schedule. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up to see it's tomorrow and I've blown another deadline.
You work too hard on the right thing.
To get back home. I didn't care much for schooling.
So you moved back to Edgewater after schooling?
Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little dirtier. Dad met me at the shuttle and gave me a big ol' hug. I noticed straight away that he was moving slower and stiffer. He made a little grunt when I squeezed.
He wasn't that old though, was he?
No, but a whole life taking care of Edgewater by his lonesome, working with all kinds of chemicals, it wears on a body.
True.
When I left for school, everything got harder for him. I used to help him lift the heavy things, and my hands didn't shake for the fine detail work.
Did you get much time with him after you got back from school?
About a year. I tried to do more of the work, so he could rest. His heart gave him pains.
Aww.
Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with my projects, or listen to my fretting. Oh gosh, look at the time. Sorry to bend your ears so long. And I got so much to do before this ship's in decent shape.
Yeah, break time's over. Nice talking. Alright, so let's retrieve the shroud. Oh, no, don't pull the gun out. We can just open the door. These be my quarters. Oh, look, I got an Edgewater sign.
Watching you sleep for hours on end, Captain. It's quite entertaining the way you drool and whimper.
Hey, don't make fun of my whimpery drooling. It's a family trait. We're quite sensitive about it. There's the shroud. Rejects a disguise, blah blah blah. If you have a correct ID cartridge for the area, restricted areas are off limits. This is a weird thing. It's like this is a one-of-a-kind technology developed by a guy, but it works with these ID cartridges that we will just find littered around the place. So who is making ID cartridges that works with a weird scientist's holographic projector disguise? Like, how did that happen? That's so weird, but okay. There's nothing in my bin, but I could use it. I could sleep if I wanted. And we have a terminal. Messages for Alex Hawthorne. Let's read his messages. What about his unreads? From U Bedford. From Udon Wingman's Wingman Bedford. Hawthorne. I forgot to mention in my previous message, silly me, I'm mailing you a copy of my favorite serial, The Space Adventures of a Singularity Steel. It's about a dashing space pirate with a heart of, well, steel. It's not exactly board approved. Don't go showing it around your spacer buddies. Hope it will amuse you while you're out adventuring. Any similarities to a certain someone are entirely intentional. Wink, wink. Okay. What about his archived messages? You, Bedford. Dearest Alex, I can't tell you how pleased I am to finally hear from you. Your message was hilarious. I'm delighted your sense of humor and tale of hijinks. I hope your terminal will cooperate for the foreseeable future. By the by, scraping around Groundbreaker's comms network for tasty tidbits, noticed you decided to dock at Edgewater's landing pad instead of touching down in the wilderness. You rugged individualist, you. I only pray that idiot Thompson wasn't giving you any trouble. Anyway, I hope your meeting down on Terra 2 proves fruitful, and I look forward to corresponding with you greatly. Oh, man. So... perhaps the ID cards were already in use in the world and the scientist is making use of them. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. So he was going to touch down at the landing pad anyway, instead of the wilderness, and now this guy ribbed him for it. He chose to touch down in the wilderness. Oh dear. What else did he say to him? Alex, I don't know don't know where you were raised, but I hazard a guess. It may have been a barn, because anyone using even a modicum of decent rearing would know it's unforgivably rude to ignore an ardent, sincere message about one's friends. Best, Udon, please respond. What? Hello, Alex. I hope this finds you well. Pleasure to see you in the office again last week. Once again, I'm terribly sorry about the impounding mix-up. How could it have happened a second time? Terminals these days, I swear, dreadfully unreliable. Haha, just like your ship. I hope you've given some thought to that thing we discussed about the Wells fellow. I am so sorry to press you, but I have the strangest tickling feeling you're about to, that you really do know him. And if you could tell me where he is, well, it would be a marvelous for our friendship, wouldn't it? Look forward to seeing you again, wingman. Dear friend Udon. We need to find this guy on the Groundbreaker and find out what he was dealing with. I get the feeling he was trying to get him to turn Wells in. Dear Alex, hello Udon. Here, Udon Bedford. We met when I accidentally impounded your ship. Silly fat fingers embarrassing me once again. Oh, I see. He was basically strong-arming him. Hope that wasn't terribly inconvenient. It was such a pleasure for me, and tremendously appreciate your forbearance with not throttling me. You really are quite the gentleman. If you're ever on the Groundbreaker's airspace, well, space, don't hesitate to look me up. Oh, the Lost Hopes serves Spectrum vodka. Perhaps we could try every colour. Oh, wait a minute. What did he send? Messages to Bedford. Look, there's no call for shouting. My terminal is busted. Had a few too many. Might have kicked it off the desk. You know how it is. Sometimes you gotta cut loose. Notaman88, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Okay, I'm not telling you where Wells is, so lay off. Buy me a drink at Last Hope and I'll forgive you. What about the logs? Log 1. Shrink Ray. Note to self. Remember this later. No better. Ada, remind me weekly to check this log until I tell you to stop. Yes, I mean continually. No, Ada, if I'm not dead, why would you even ask me that? But I mean, he is dead now, so she can't ask. Back to the point, I actually saw with my own two eyes a sublimely powerful weapon in Wells's lab sitting there for the taking. If the grey hair were to look away and forget about it, maybe, or if I asked a smidgen more nicely, he called it a shrink ray, but it wouldn't let me test the claim after I lost my temper. Said he was inspired to create the thing by the achievements of other scientists who dared to push the boundaries of human knowledge by decency laws. The rumors of a fantastical weapon like this one, weapons that push the boundaries of minds and science, cutting edge. I figured they were just stories, to be honest. Laying eyes on Wells's shrink ray firsthand is enough to make a fellow wonder if there's more to the rumors. And the hammer power. Last time I got sloshed, I mean, while I was imbibing on the Lost Hope on the Groundbreaker. Look, Udon was really free with the drinks, and he seems like an okay fellow. Shamelessly but subtly eavesdropped on two Mardants yammering about a mad scientist some years back who'd claimed he'd made a discovery that would change the fate of the colony like none of us have ever heard before. But here's the good part. Ardet said the mad scientist kept yelling about a hammer's power or something similar. Was his name Thor? A strange weapon with a special power created by a lazy lab coat sure fits the bill. Other of the weapons that inspired Wells. Then a black market. Why won't Wells give me the shrink ray? Blast him to the depths of the labyrinths of Tartarus and back. Just for the record, I did apologise for shouting him down 5 times, but the architect be damned, just sitting there, neglecting and gathering dust. Should have commandeered it and thanked him without asking permission, or breaking expensive equipment when he said he wasn't ready yet, and even if we were, he couldn't entrust it to someone like me. What does that mean, I ask? That I'm not trustworthy enough? That I'd use it to wipe out good hard-working folk on the colony? Like some sort of moralless psycho? Maybe power does corrupt. I'll admit to maintaining a questionable associations, but when I follow a strict code of mine, me, myself, and mine, what's not to respect in that? Exactly. I'm kind of glad we didn't get to meet Hawthorne now. I probably wouldn't have liked him. I'll wait for Wells to forget about it or think he's misplaced it. In the meanwhile, gotta be tracking down the additional rumours, blah 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 blah, of extra scientific weapons. Cool. So, okay. Weapons from the void! We can acquire his science weapons, and we can try to find more.
Make yourself at home, Captain.
I will, because it's my home. Save there. Oh. Oh, here we go, yeah! It's the bot. No response from the automechanical unit. A serial number is etched on the chassis, includes the letter SAM. Leave it alone for now. I guess that's all we can do. I'm gonna guess this is Parvati's space, mainly because she's been opening up the panels and checking shit, and there's grease everywhere now. What is this bag of mouldering shit here? And she's got flowers. Oh, I'm not gonna steal her stuff though. What is that? The modern steel wrench and U. The book is heavily dog-eared with doodles in the margins. Can we... oh, examine the plant. This is not a petunia. Okay. Full of modified tools with unique mechanical usages. Digging around in here would be an easy way to lose a finger to a sawtooth blade. I'm not gonna get all that. What is this? Oh. First wrench Dad ever gave me. She's been a friend ever since, Parvati. Sweet. And let me guess, this is Dad. A stern older man with warm eyes. Well, I'm not taking her stuff. An OSI banner, the religious symbol of the flag that denotes the Order of the Scientific Inquiry. Index of Banned Literature. Part 1, various qualifying considerations. Part 2, principal rules, the restrictive management. Part 3, morals and maxims of banning unethical literature. Part 4, proof of the Grand Architect predestination and the refundable of the titles listed here within. Part 5, consequences, the mind and the will of man that when led astray. Part 6, official list of banned titles. Part 7, prerequisites for advancing the investigation outing and penalizing of offenders. Damn, we got some strict codexes. What is this? Anointment vial. Smells suspiciously like iceberg aged whiskey. Yes. Plan what he's anointing with that. Probably his throat. Doctoral studies, 539 of equity and equations. The textbooks have been printed for almost half a century. The margins are filled with scribbled notes. Many passages have been underlined. Some pages have come loose and then glued and yellowed and cracked along the spine. Journal of Maximilian de Soto, Volume 1. The scribblings on these journals are utterly illegible. Anyone except Vicar Maximilian de Soto. That's my handwriting. You know, I always said if I keep a journal of secrets, people would not be able to read it because they can't read my shit. It's just not, it's not doable. Trading cards, a mint collection. Most of these cards represent players from the Hephaestus Hammers and the Tilebackers, whoever they are. Art and Science of Tossball. This guy likes tossball, I guess. Impossible to put down. The Order of Scientific Inquiry, Office of Literature. This endorsement has been approved by Auntie Cleo's darlings. Signed by Seymour Whitlock, who held the record for the most on-the-field fatalities for 3 consecutive seasons. Shit. Okay. Look at he brought his lectern with him. Cool. So, how's it going, Vicar?
Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged. What's occupying your thoughts?
Tell me about the book we picked up that's in French.
Bokonu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the Philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
And what are your thoughts on them again? Just remind me.
Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of the philosophist perversion of Bakonu's thoughts came more than a century after his death.
Because basically what he wants is to go back to, like, the founding of philosophism, because he feels that that's, like, a point where the thinking diverged, and on one side you've got scientists, and on the other side you've got philosophists. And he feels that in there, the philosophists went this way because, you know, they took his words and took it in the wrong direction. This might be a good way to learn the root of the religion. So any ideas where we can find someone who speaks French in this colony? I mean, who the fuck speaks French?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bokonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
Seems like a long shot. What makes you sure?
Oh, I'm anything but certain. But it's all I've got at the moment. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
How is it a simple vicar happens to be such a highly skilled hacker?
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to
Well, see, we used to be a prison vicar.
I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
Alrighty then, cool. Let's do it.
Thank you, Captain.
You're welcome for joining me on my crazy adventure. I think all of these other bunks are kind of ready for our other crew members, so yeah, we've got a bunch of empty bunks ready to go. Purpleberry juice, purpleberry punch, a bunch of food. Well, and what's in here? Oh, bathroom, cool. Good to know where it is. Where does this lead us? I can't remember. Let's take us back to the engine room. Yep. Okay, cool.
Captain, are you expertly versed in the internal workings of a spacefaring ship? If not, I must request you please back away from the primary engine.
I'm a mechanic. I plugged this in, so I'm clearly qualified, but okay. Man, rude. Alrighty, well, we need to go to the Groundbreaker. We have some companion quests now. The cleaning machine. Ask Ada about the SAM unit. Let's do that first.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
So, there's an automechanical gathering dust in the janitor closet?
The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it. But I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to
okay.
operate.
We'll do that another time then. Got a minute?
I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps.
I have more time than you, mortal squishy human.
Function indefinitely.
Yep, so what if you don't have a power source?
I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber. perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope?
Yeah, I guess so.
When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative.
And what might that be?
Traveling the system with you, Captain.
Good answer. What about your last captain? Do you miss him? Or is the one captain the same as another?
Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute.
No, I wasn't aware, but okay.
I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Hey, what you two got up to when the lights went out is entirely your business. I don't need to know about it. Have there been other captains of the ship, or you both know I'm not Hawthorne? No, let's not go down that road. She wants us to be Hawthorne because that would enable us to actually be the captain of the ship. As long as we can both agree I am Captain Hawthorne. She's like, great, I can keep working then. She's lying to herself intentionally.
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes,
didn't mean it like that. Let's talk about something else, because this is getting awkward.
How can I be of assistance?
Alright, we'll talk to you later. I'll go through all of these other conversations in the time. We'll be here forever otherwise. So, the nav terminal. This is a pretty cool looking nav terminal. I like this. Very nice design. So, we have Scylla, which we could potentially go to. Abandoned system. Go to Monarch. There's Phineas's lab. There's Terra 2 where we just came from, and then we go to the Groundbreaker, which is where our quest is, but maybe we should go to Phineas's lab first. Oh, welcome to the Stellar map, so we can see everything. Cool. But guys, I know we kind of had to break for an hour while the fire alarm situation got dealt with. We've gone a half hour over, but I need to go and get some lunch, so... yeah, we're going to have to leave it there, guys. So thank you very much for being here.